My Little Planetside Part 2 of our tech plant. Rainbow Dash refused to be shot down, or shot in general. Her mosquito flew through the air, shrugging off the debris of scythes blown up seconds before, and just barely missing the ground from near vertical bombing runs. There was only one thing that could possibly stop her lightning-fast killing spree: ammunition. It already stopped her twice, and she was running out of rotary bullets again. So she used her fresh certs and bought another rank into ammunition capacity. She already had 3 ranks into it, but just couldn't bring herself to deconstruct her precious mosquito. She banked around the hoodoo, flattening out her bird and searching for targets. However, instead of targets, she found the most lethal anti-aircraft weapon PoE put into the game: the tree. She ejected and activated her wings, trying desperately to slow down and avoid landing in the middle of an enemy force. She carefully landed on a tree branch and collected herself.
Oh, Dash, are you alright? I saw your mosquito crash.
Yeah, I bailed in time.
Let's see what I can do above enemy lines.
Dash descended down the tree and snuck up on 2 unsuspected snipers. She raised her chain blade and stabbed it in the head of the Luna Sovereign, piercing the shield and sinking it into the helmet. The sniper dropped to the ground and a kill message popped up on her screen. The Bookinator, Sniper, Battle Rank 3. 2 seconds later, another one. Passion 4 Fashion, Sniper, Battle Rank 4. She observed the area around her and flew back into the tree before hearing a message from the HerdSpeak announcer.
User entered your channel. User entered your channel.
A familiar voice flooded her headphones.
Rainbow, did you stab both of us?
Probably.
To be fair, you heretics did have it coming. Heretics? Darling, we're only embracing the future. You lamos did a good job of embracing my knife into your skulls.
Twilight growled at the retort before both unicorns angrily left to their own channel.
Another victory for the Equestrian Republic. Right, Flutters?
The channel remained silent.
Shy, are you there?
Rainbow Dash pulled up her map and looked for her friend's location. Fluttershy was supposedly inside a building, not moving. Dash checked to see if the animal caretaker was dead, but instead found Fluttershy had changed classes to an alicorn. Dash floated down from the tree and galloped towards her friend's position, finding a group of Luna waiting outside the door. Heavy gunfire could be heard inside, and Rainbow rolled a grenade to the Luna and killed all but one. A fact rectified by a quick burst from her sidearm. She walked into the doorway and up the stairs, finding the floor covered in dead Luna. She peeked her head over atop of the stairs to see Fluttershy's character backed into a corner, firing both guns and mowing down a horde of ponies coming through the door. Not more than a second later, Fluttershy's side-mounted chain guns started clicking. One Luna healer stood in front of the alicorn, her futuristic assault rifle aimed right at her. Fluttershy's wings flared out as she activated her charge and slammed the healer into the wall, aiming her horn and spearing the cultist through the neck. That Luna dropped to the ground and Dash released a breath that she had been holding, forgetting that her mic was still on. Fluttershy saw Rainbow's head and literally jumped before examining all the bodies around her and relaxing even less. Rainbow climbed the last few stairs and approached Fluttershy, the alicorn's fear almost silly to hear.
Oh, Dash, I'm so sorry. I wanted to see what the alicorn was, and then I got stuck in this building, and all these Luna came, and I tried to make them stop, but please don't get mad at me for taking all these kills from you. Fluttershy, that was awesome. Why didn't you tell me you were such a beast at an alicorn? I sort of haven't played it at all.
The yellow Pegasus was interrupted by a blast of white on their screens and a deafening noise playing through the headphones. Through the confusion, Dash targeted and shot down an enemy Pegasus who most likely threw the flash grenade at them. But once their sound returned to normal, they could hear the sound of heavy footsteps nearby.
Dash? What is that?
Fluttershy's question was answered by a Luna alicorn slowly walking up the stairs, aiming its guns at them and unleashing hot plasma upon the room.
Fluttershy, run!
The equestrian sprinted out of the side entrance to the building, Fluttershy's heavy armor absorbing most of the alicorn's lasers. They hopped down from the balcony and ran into a nearby building, trying to make it to cover before the Luna alicorn got them into view. They rounded the doorway to see a strange vertical generator in the middle of a large room, and a Luna sniper crouched right at the side.
SCU compromised.
The generator lit on fire and alarm sirens blared as Dash quickly lined up and dropped the sniper. Passion for fashion again. She could imagine Rarity laughing at her. Fluttershy ran up to the generator to find a way to fix it, but as soon as she got close, a Luna proximity mine detonated right under her hoof, the alicorn dropping to the floor.
Fluttershy, no!
Rainbow Dash ran up to try to find a way to raise her friend and fix the generator, but Plasma Fire behind her signaled the Luna alicorn and caught up with them. Dash tried to run away, but her shields were dropping fast and shot after shot at her. The door was only a few meters away, her shields were down, just so close to safety. Half health, she was at the doorway. 3 bars left. She was through! Safe! Dash rounded a corner and cut off the alicorn's sight on her. She took a second to breathe and get her shields up, right before her shields went down and her character stopped breathing. She looked at her first death screen since installing the game. The Bookinator, Sniper, XM98. Twilight. Dash crawled at her computer. Rainbow respawned at Var, but before she could leave the spawn room, she heard a loud explosion.
SCU destroyed.
The Pegasus tried to remember what the SCU was for, but just couldn't bring it to her memory.
Rainbow, I can't spawn at Havar anymore.
At that moment, Rainbow remembered that SCU stood for Spawn Control Unit. She had to make this life count. She ran up the stairs and through the protected shields, carefully flying and crawling through a window. She ran through the building across a walkway and flew up onto one of the several large tankers. She had to hurry while Mag Riders and infantry couldn't see her up here, and passing scythes or liberators would quickly spot and shred her. She glided up onto a ledge in the main facility after a short jetpack recharge and then into the main elevator. She descended onto the roof of the main facility covered by the landing pad. She hopped off the front and onto the dirt road in front of the facility, before hearing a familiar noise behind her. She turned to see a fresh Mag Rider bearing down on her, cannon lowering to a point right at her. She dashed to the side, trying to make it behind a wall before the Mag Rider could fire at her. She just passed a barricade before a near miss dropped her shields, but she made it into the building. A quick shield recharge and she dashed out into the other side, coming face to face with a fully loaded Sunderer, all 12 passenger slots filled. Dash pulled out a C4 detonator, and if she was going to go out, well, this was a sufficient bang to go out with. The top-mounted turret started firing at her, but she was too low for them to hit. Luna soldiers started exiting the vehicle either to get away from the impending explosion or to kill her before it happened. She reached the side of the Sunderer. It was still deployed, preventing its escape. She threw one stick onto the side, lasers started firing, bringing down her shields. Another stick. She knew she was going to die, but she was going to preserve that piece of the Equestrian Republic in this one small act. The elimination of this enemy vehicle was the most important thing on her axis. Her health was nearly gone, and the whole scene played in slow motion. Her hoof hit the detonator, and light clouded her vision, and she heard nothing but a loud ringing, slowly dulling down. For a second, she could see paradise. Then she hit the floor of a Magite reconstruction chamber. She separated her mind from the game, unimmersed herself in the world to get a grip on reality, and she looked back onto the screen, surveying what damage she did. A rank up, 10 certification points, 12 kills, 2 maxes, 5 extreme menaces, and 2 very important snipers, the Bookinator and Passion for Fashion. Dash leaned back into her chair, closing her eyes, and smiled. The battle may have been a defeat, but in that moment, well, she was the victor.